You know that feeling? You're scrolling, you're swiping, you're watching lives. Everybody's celebrating, everybody's graduating, everybody's losing weight, everybody's getting promoted, everybody's buying houses, becoming something. There you are, scrolling, watching, wondering when your life will finally start. But what if I told you, you're not behind, you're just comparing. The world is not racing, you're just standing still. But you're over here thinking, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm barely holding it together. The algorithm doesn't show you the truth. It shows you what will keep you watching. It's the more you think you're behind, the more you're going to try and catch up. It's the more you're going to push yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Say yes to things you don't want to say yes to. So when you compare your authentic self to their performance art, of course, you feel bad. You're not behind. You're not late. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Your pace is sacred. Your journey is valid. And during that year, my life completely slowed down. My friends would send me videos of their nights out. They'd tag me in pictures of their trips. It's because maybe it's not there to tear you down. Stop hustling for the algorithm. Stop trying to play the game and start prioritizing your peace. Your joy, your creativity, your connection to yourself and others. If you do that, you'll find that your life is exactly where it needs to be. You're exactly where you need to be. And that's all that matters. Maybe it's there to guide you towards what you actually want. 'Cause here's the truth. No one tells you. The things that you think will make you happy won't. Getting that promotion won't make you as happy as you think it will. Buying that house won't fill the void inside you. Starting that business won't complete you. All of these things might bring temporary pleasure, but long term, they don't bring lasting fulfillment. Because here's the secret to happiness. It's not in the destination, it's in the journey. It's not in what you have, it's in who you are becoming. To tell me about how much they were earning at work. And sometimes I would feel a pang of jealousy. I wanted to be experiencing life at full speed, too. You are not late. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your pace is sacred. Your journey is valid. Your worth is not up for debate, especially not by strangers on the internet. So stop racing, stop scrolling, start living. Because the moment you stop comparing is the moment you start coming home to yourself. But then I would remind myself, this is not my path. My path is different. This season is not forever. And if I keep putting in the work, I will eventually get to a place where I can experience all those things too. And your worth is not up for debate, especially not by strangers on the internet. So stop racing, stop scrolling, start living. So instead, I encourage you to lean into the beauty of imperfection. Lean into the awkwardness. Lean into the rawness. You know why? Because that's where authenticity lives, okay? And authenticity is beautiful. Imperfection is beautiful. Messiness is beautiful. I thought that to be happy, I needed to follow a certain timeline. I thought I needed to be in the same place as them. But in reality, I had to sit with my sickness. I had to learn how to navigate the medical system. I had to fight for my health. And in many ways, that season was a blessing in disguise. Because it taught me more about myself than I could have ever imagined. It taught me how strong I am. It taught me how grateful I am. It taught me how much I value my health. It taught me how to appreciate the small things. Importantly, it taught me how to listen to my intuition. And the more you'll lose yourself in the process. When I was younger, I compared myself to other people all the time. When I was in middle school, it was their body type. When I was in high school, it was their relationships. When I was in college, it was their post-grad plans. And then after college, it was their careers. And each time I felt more and more behind. I'd scroll through Facebook, seeing my friends graduate, worrying that I wouldn't graduate on time. I'd scroll through Instagram, seeing my friends travel, worrying that I couldn't afford to travel. I'd scroll through LinkedIn, seeing my friends get promoted, worrying that I wasn't doing enough work. And the more I worried, the worse I felt. But the hard truth was, I was only seeing a fraction of their story. Scott was comparing the behind the scenes of my life to the highlight reels of theirs. And that's never a fair comparison. So you don't see the mess behind the milestone. You don't see the anxiety behind the achievement. You don't see the debt behind the dream house. You recomparing your behind the scenes to somebody else's carefully edited highlight reel, and then calling yourself a failure for not matching up. Let me be blunt. You're not failing. You're being manipulated into urgency, into self-doubt, into chasing timelines that were never yours. It comes from your perception. You're not actually behind in life. You're just behind on social media. Social media has turned your life into a race, a competition you never signed up for, a game where everyone seems to be winning, except you. Their success is louder than ever. Perfect bodies. No one posts their crippling anxiety, or their student loan debt, or their abusive family, or their miscarriages, or their failed businesses, or their sick parents, or their toxic friend groups. Truth. You only see the stuff they want you to see, because that's what makes for good content. So please, promise yourself that you won't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Promise yourself that you won't let social media determine your happiness. Because here's the thing, their life isn't even better than yours. They're just better at playing the game. Six-figure businesses just got engaged, while you're over here celebrating the fact that you didn't cry today. But that feeling, the anxiety, the panic, the pressure, it doesn't come from your reality. It comes from your perception. Because you're not behind in life. You're just drowning in curated content that tells you you are. I hope my life eventually starts. Well, I have some news for you. Your life already is starting. You're just comparing yourself to the wrong people. This idea that you're behind is an illusion. It's a lie we've all been sold. And today, I'm gonna be pulling back the curtain so you can finally see it. Let's start here. You feel behind. Like the world is racing past you. Friends getting married, strangers buying homes, everyone launching something, finishing something. The first thing you need to understand is this. Your feeling of being behind does not come from your reality. Social media makes us believe that there is a universal timeline for life. If you're not at that point, then something must be wrong. But there isn't a universal timeline. There's your timeline. Take a minute to really let that sink in. Your timeline. You are not on the same path as that person who went to college straight out of high school, worked for 5 years, bought a house, and now is getting married. You are not on the same path as the person who took 5 years to figure out what they wanted to do. They dropped out of college, started 6 businesses, traveled around the world, and now is launching their dream project. You are not on the same path as the person who stayed at home for 3 years after high school, wasn't sure about anything, struggled with mental health, and just now graduated. Each of you are on your own timeline. And if you are obsessively comparing yourself to people whose paths are wildly different from yours, no wonder you feel lost and behind. The next thing you need to understand is this. And the more you compare, the more anxious you get. Because here's the thing. People don't share the messy parts of their lives online. No one posts their divorce. No one posts their eating disorder. When you see that person whose life looks perfect, whose kids look perfect, whose body looks perfect, marriage looks perfect, whose career looks perfect. Remember this, that person has put a lot of effort into curating that image. So let me repeat this for the people in the back. A few years ago, I got really sick, and I spent a year in and out of hospitals. The fact that I questioned my path at all was a testament to how well social media had programmed me. So if you're feeling behind, ask yourself this: what is this feeling trying to teach me? So stop chasing the metrics. This video is a reminder that you are not behind.